Welcome, Gemini, to your timeless opening read. This is going to be filmed in 2018, but these times can apply at any time. Enjoy your readings. Well, Gemini, that was quite the mix. I have been feeling the energy that you've been going through and some of the things that you're going to be going through. And I feel this amazing balance between all of this turmoil and your emotions. So I think one of the main things for you at this particular time, whenever this is that you're reading this, is that it's time for you to really have your emotions in check. And you're learning to separate yourself from a lot of drama, people taking advantage of you. I feel like you're in a whole new beginning cycle of life. I can't even begin to tell you all the cards around you supporting you, that things are, I feel like they look really bleak right now to a certain extent concerning the difficulties that you're having in life. But at the other hand, you have all these wonderful other things in your life that you're so grateful for, and those are the things that you concentrate on. For those of you that have neglected some of the most difficult aspects of your life, and I do feel that this is concerning relationships, ending of relationships in for the most part. And for those of you that are in a relationship, there are some of you that are going to begin to end this. And for the other part of yous who are in couples, I feel like you're no longer going to be doing the way you've done things in the past. It is over. You're done with absolutely doing things in the past ways that have not served you. So it's like you've emptied your cup from all of the things that you know that hurt you or hurt another person in a relationship. And both of you are willing to work at that and be able to share the things that you need to share when it's time to share that. So that's pretty amazing. I do feel there's a lot of bickering around you. I feel like there's a lot of gossip around you. I even feel that there's some really heavy dark gossip around you. I would advise strongly for you in the next 12 years to make sure that you see a healer and get some energy work done. I also recommend things like salt baths, protection baths. I do have available some things for those in need. If you don't know or how to work with those things, you can just email me and I will definitely get some holy salts to you, or do what you know for protection. I feel like even some candle magic for yourself for protection would be a good idea. I don't want to harp too much into it, but we're going to go into it a little bit because the cards surrounding it means that you've learned some lessons from this. I feel like in the past there's been the death of a relationship. Those of you, there's a bunch of you going through a divorce right now or a separation. There's a lot of financial issues that have been being dealt with. I feel like this summer some things have got dealt with, but not to the full. And you know, I also feel like you've given up a little bit of hope in the past. And I also feel that come this November 2018, your luck is going to change around. It's one of the luckiest months that you're going to have in all of your life. So if you're smart, you'll take advantage of the energy that's available to you and do the hard work that it takes in order to get the things that you need out of your divorce or separation or ending of your relationship. Because here's the thing, right now you're feeling like, oh well, it's not worth the fight. I've had so much fight in the past, I'm done with it. I don't want to fight, whatever, I don't care, I'm going to agree to anything. You're just going to do things because peace is more important to you than a monetary gain. But the problem with this is karmically you are learning a lesson of standing up for yourself, setting boundaries. And when you go through this, see, the Tower in reverse card means that this is, you've already, the situation's done with. Like, you've already gone through the divorce. For those of you that are gone through the divorce, gone through the separation, you're now single. You're going through the legal situations, but it's not finished yet, but you're at the tail end of it. If now is when you give up, then you give up your financial gain and the effort to start new in the springtime, because I do feel in the springtime a lot of you are looking at buying houses. How can I work this? How can I move to a different location? How can I be around more support? That I know people around me that are loving and more supportive. So that sort of thing is coming to the back of the mind, where now it's just like an immediate gratification is more important. You may be purchasing something that you don't, I mean, like at the end of the year you're thinking, what was I thinking? How did I think that this was okay? And so when it comes to major decisions, I'm going to ask you to hold off till at least 2019, some of you into 2020. So please allow the energy to move through. I feel like you're dealing with a legal situation right now. I also feel like if you've done the work that you're supposed to and the research that you're supposed to, your partner's not going to be able to get away with much. So, you know, it's up to you the amount of energy you want to let them get away with, because at this time I feel like they're pulling the wool over your eyes for a group of you, and this group knows. Because, you know, when you go through a separation, not everybody is out to get the other person, but this group knows their pattern, their history. It is not going to change. There is no fairness in that person and the partner that's trying to separate from you. There's no fairness in them. They actually think they own you in some fashion. And so you're really setting boundaries, and you're no longer being codependent, and you want to make your own stability. I feel like a lot of you are really working on your own business. How can I work for myself? How can I better my life? How can I better the way things are? I feel like a group of you are thinking about the world situation with relationships. You're really ready to, you know, share this with somebody. You've been building things for yourself. And the way that you have been conducting yourself in the last 9 months, I feel, is a sort of a birthing period. You were dependent, you were codependent, and now I feel like you're no longer codependent. This is in reverse. So there's no more codependency here. You're standing pretty. Other people have supported you to get to this situation, and you're grateful for it. I feel like this has been destined for you to be alone at this time, so that you really learn what you want, and that you have no obligation to anybody. You don't owe anybody anything, because I do feel your heart gets you into situations where, you know, you make a spur of the moment on the emotion that you're feeling in the time. And, you know, a lot of the time, you know, everybody's saying live in the moment, and of course we live in the moment, but everybody can live in the moment, but we also have discernment in this moment. I feel like you're almost completed many situations with this legal situation. It is affecting your love life. It's affecting your demeanor. And I am going to ask you to take up maybe some forms of meditation. I also see some of you taking up a craft or a hobby. Those are definitely forms of meditation. They're more moving meditation. Even reading is a form of meditation. So something that calms you and something that soothes you is a really good way to energetically release some of the things that you feel like you're not receiving in the moment that you need. So for an example, I see some of you have started writing a book. I see some of you have started saving for a house, some of you for a vacation, whatever your goal is, that you have somehow creatively manifested a way to make extra money so that you can fund this project that you want to do. And now's not the time to leap on this. So like, now's not the time to buy the house. I feel like once things have settled a little bit further, this is the time for planning those things. Right in this moment is the time for planning those things. I feel like in maybe February of the year coming, that's when you want to push forward and start really blossoming your energy into actually buying the house, or really seriously looking, not just saving the money to get there and having different strategies of how you're going to make some extra money to be able to afford what you're going to do. So this is the time to take that time to afford what you're going to do rather than going out and buying it. I mean, if you have undisposable income, of course, go ahead. I mean, if you're feeling in the flow of that, that's what you want to do. And it's a really good opportunity. You know, there may be a time, I'm also seeing that there may be a good opportunity where some people who they're holding on to sentimental things, they make rash decisions and they sell something that's a huge value, and you just happen to have the money to buy that one thing of huge value at a very low price. So I feel like Geminis, you're really good like that. You know, so in the next 12 years or so, keep your eyes open for those types of deals. But be cautious. I would say closer to the beginning parts of those earlier years, that you don't want to overspend and find yourself in a spot where it's like, I don't like this, now I have to get rid of it. So make sure you love it when you buy it. I've talked a lot about finances because a lot of this, I feel, is what's happening in the next 12 years is that 12 to 15 years, actually, I'm seeing for you, Gemini, that love is a very much what you're centered around. You're really learning to love yourself, whether you're in a relationship or not. I feel like the most important thing for you right now is to concentrate on healing the self, because there's been some past hurts that have left some gaping wounds, and I do feel that those things need to be healed, and not by anybody else. Support from everybody else, yes, you know, so that's the way it kind of feels like. And through that manipulation of energy, you set boundaries, you're very clear on what you want, you got your finances in order, you set money away for your children. You know, I feel like you start a new job that even allows you to do what you want to do even more so. So you're not so much dependent on, you know, your partner's finances and support. You become a little more independent. And you put down the fighting. You're done with it. You're put down the gossiping. A lot of people are gossiping about you, and some of it actually is warranted, and you know it, Gemini. You know your balance, and you know that you've done maybe some things that are so imbalanced. So if you need, you know, in-depth help about that, this is a general reading. There's lots of avenues that you can get help through. So, I mean, even give me a message. As a gift to you, I will, you know, direct you where you need to go. That I feel where Spirit is going to say, this is where you're going to get the most help if you find yourself in a very low spot. More than welcome to email me, and I will I will answer that question. I feel, though, most part of you, this is the thing for you. I feel those of you who are in a situation that need help, you're going to get the person coming to you that's going to help you. That is key for you to accept help. For good support is talking about having everything together, whether you're male or female, that you want. So you're getting your ducks in a row. And it's time to release the hanging on to the old gossip energy, is what I'm seeing. So, you know, this woman here, she has everything. She has her finances in order. You know, she's got the animals around her. She's in nature. She looks like she's in peace and harmony. And I do see that even though she has money with her, she's also made a little nest egg so that this is like the money continues to come in, it continues to flow. It doesn't just stop at the work she's done. So you've created a good, prosperous way to have money flow. For some of you, I feel it's a new job. And in this new job, there is room for advancement. So it's like I feel like some of you went to school or are going to school right now. And you're like, oh, I don't know if I should be doing this. It's like so much work, so much work. And so let me just touch on this group a minute because it's coming in fairly clearly. So it's like you're like thinking, I don't think this is what I really want to do. It's so much work, so heavy. So that you're contemplating and contemplating. But yet, every time that there is a problem, for instance, if you can't see your way or understand through a study of some sort, somebody or something that you read will help you within a very short period of time. Like I'm going to say within like 5 days tops. It comes in 5 minutes, maybe 50 minutes, 5 days, 5 hours, even 5 months, but it comes at the time that you need it. So I feel like you should trust a little bit in synchronicities that are going in and on and around you concerning school. So if you're in school and you don't know if it's the right thing, it is the right thing. By having things, you'll know by things coming to you in 5s and in periods of 5 times is what I'm seeing. And then it grows into a really good job, and then that job has advancements. So I feel like for those of you in that same group, don't do that. You'll still have prosperity, but it won't have advancement like you'd like. And that's how you're going to know the decision is the correct decision. I'm also seeing a group of you singles when you're out and about early December to 2018, early December 2018 to into next year, I'd say in and around the same time. I feel a lot of you who are single are going to you're going to be coming into relationships that are harmonious. I also feel like at first when you enter into this relationship, it doesn't feel so harmonious. You have to work at it. And I feel like, because of some of the things you've been through before, you might have been hanging on to a little bit of that energy. So that's why some of the healing is so important. You either give yourself some time to work on it yourself individually, or you go seek help. You go to a counselor, good friend, even a psychic or a metaphysical healer, anything. I feel like those things are really key for you to move past into healthy relationships. And you do it. You do things like go and join a yoga group, or you do go and join a gym even. Like, it doesn't have to be on a spiritual nature, but I do feel that you do have some sort of avenue through nature or through a spiritual journey that is going to open up your energy and your insight to your psyche about relationships. And then it changes when you have someone love you back. For those of you that are in existing relationships, I feel it's across the board with this reading, whether you're in a relationship, outside of a relationship, or beginning a new relationship. It's all similar energy, depending where you are on the spectrum is what I'm seeing. So for those of you who are married, I feel like, I'm seeing that you're in the past little while, your relationship has actually got some get up and go, and your partner's been putting effort into it, which makes you super happy because you've been feeling a little neglected, thinking, I don't think I want to be in this relationship anymore if this is the way it's going to be. Yet, of course, you love that person dearly. I feel like some of you have been together since childhood, and you were thinking, maybe I shouldn't try something different and new. And I'm seeing definitely not. You're not going to be doing that. You're going to be sticking it out, and you're going to be working it out. And the rewards are very beneficial for you. Family at this time is very important, and I feel like also some other people's resources come to you through family. So you may be getting some money in that way as well. There is a big theme about money and hope with you right at this point. And love, like you know how to, like, I feel that you know a lot about love. Your love encompasses all kinds of love. You know, mother-father love, brother-sister love. I feel like you encompass child-mother, father-child love, love for the community. And with this, when I see this, it creates celebration around you. It creates unity. It creates togetherness. And I also feel some of you are melding families, and that's not an easy task. So for those of you who are in marriages, I feel like some of you are melding two families, and you're working past some of the most difficult things that you've had to deal with already. And you're starting to get your money and finances in order that are loaning energy to this family in a good way. So we're going to ask the karmic angels here now, the Akashic Records, what it is that you want to offer Geminis as far as the cards are all twisty. So what would you like to offer? What would you like to offer Geminis for karmic energy and money? Imagine this: Gemini gets the two worlds and the muse. So I'm sure Geminis understand the energy of two worlds. With this, you have your home. It is productive once again in alignment with these two cards, and you have the alignment of things happening in and around you, and you are also the support for others. The way you are and the way you conduct yourself in your life, I feel like you're mastering it. You're mastering all aspects of your life. You are tired and done with all sorts of energy that are no longer serving you. What also is coming into me at this time is that some of you may suffer a family loss, and the matriarch of your family and in that space, you are the one that is responsible for all the arrangements, all the things that are happening, and yet I feel like you're the one that was closest to this person and have not really given yourself time, a chance to grieve. And I also feel like this is not just your first brush with this sort of close loss, whether it's through divorce or through a family member. I kind of want to say that there's a message for those of you who have lost a loved one. And I see a man sitting on the edge of a bed, and it's probably his wife's bed. So it's either a grandmother or your mother who is still alive, and the partner that has passed is a male. And I feel like they take them, even when they were alive, they would do this, and they would take the partner and rub the shoulder. So, I'm going to say it's intergender, but this is what I'm seeing. So it's a male doing this to a woman, saying it's going to be okay. And they're with them. They want you to know that they're with them. And I'm asking for some validation of how you know that this is going to be them. There is something about pennies and grandchildren. So they give the grandchildren pennies, or used to give them pennies when they were really little. There's no more pennies anymore, but they were alive when pennies were still here. I also feel for that group of people that there is an inheritance coming in, and with this inheritance, you're really looking around your home about what it is you want to improve. But remember, because you have the money, I feel like you should just hold off a little bit until you're really sure past, into 2019, that you're not going to get stuck in an illusionment of what you think you want. So give it some time. Nothing is so important that you have to get it right away. So just, if you like something, then wait, 2 weeks and say, okay, do I still like it as much as I did then? Or even a week, whatever, even a day, whatever you think. I'm just asking you to wait a little bit of time before you buy something, especially a big purchase. However, like I said, if you're in the flow of something and you have extra money, not something that you're going to miss, and somebody else is giving you a really good deal, take advantage of it. It's going to be a good purchase. For instance, I'm seeing someone buy a car and it's way underpriced, and the person that's selling the car was like, their child went away after college and they bought this vehicle for their child, and their child is now off, got a really great job, doesn't need this really fantastic car. It's sort of a middle-aged car. It's not like fantastic, but it runs super good, has good gas mileage, that kind of thing. So then you purchase it for a very low price. I'm seeing under it could be like $2,000 is what I'm seeing. So that's a good deal. Things like that kind of thing you want to watch. If you have the money and you really need something, then you'll be guided towards those things. But things that you're having second doubts out, honestly, sit back and wait till it comes that it's a good thing. Just be patient with it. Marinate in it, whether you want to buy that thing or not. I do feel that family in and around you at this time, there's some turmoil with it. However, this turmoil is going to get settled soon. I'm going to take the romance angel cards out now. Angels, what advice do you have for Gemini? What wonderful advice do you have for Gemini? It's 2. This could be the one and worth waiting for. Remember I was saying I was feeling like I can't make this stuff up shuffling. I was saying that, hey, be patient, wait, watch this stuff. You're going to know that those of you that are wondering whether this person is the one for you, you've already met the person that's going to be for you. They're coming in. I see a group of you have come from the past, and the angelic energies have definitely divinely guided you together. I feel like you're by yourself waiting a lot of the time. And I feel, there's a couple things I'm seeing here. Some of you Geminis just don't want to wait, and you're like impatient. So you kind of had something on the side, and then you're wondering, well, should I be with that person? And you're like, no, you keep getting drawn back to the original stability of the person that you were doubting and being in fear of. I feel like there's a little fear based around that, what if this is the way it's going to be before? So this is sort of someone coming back into your life that loves you dearly. You're scared, you're spent time away from them, but yet they love you dearly. They're not having any other intention except for being with you, and you're just doubting that right now. You're being a little bit doubtful. However, I'm telling you that this person that you're the one that's really in fear of being with, that's the one you're going to be with. And I also feel divine timing is coming in. So please be patient. I'm seeing into the spring, and by next Christmas, you're going to be with them. I feel like for those singles, you're going to be moving in together and becoming married. I also see a group of people really feeling the need to get married. So if you feel the real true need to get married, then I suggest waiting at this time. Have the love, have the romance, work at it, do all the things you need to do, but just don't jump the gun. And I also feel like getting a divorce is the same thing. Don't do it right this second. But if you're still feeling like this in the new year, then yes, you need to move forward with that in a conducive way. And I do feel that, you do take your partner's your situation at hand, and you're very kind towards the breakup. And I feel like it's a mutual breakup, truthfully. For those of you who are in marriages, I see that you have worked past some very destructive behaviors between yourself, and finances ease up. So I feel like some of the pressures of life ease up. But I also feel that pressure has been because there's been some dysfunction with money, and you seem to be starting to get that under control. I also see some of you, if you're not really wanting to get pregnant, then take precautions. But I'm seeing a lot of you want to have babies, and it's a fruitful time right now. That's what they're telling me right now. So whoever's watching this, that's what's going on at whatever time. If you'd like to know more about the judgment, I feel like this is something that's going to affect your whole life. So don't lose passion for what's going on within it. That is a strong piece of advice that I'm going to say. And pray. Pray and ask the angels for help with it. Ask that, you know, everybody involved gets treated fairly, and that there is no more bickering and fighting, and that you get the things that are karmically coming towards you. Because I'm going to say something, if you don't get it now, karmically coming towards you in the next 12 years, it's going to come to you anyways, one way or another. It may be, if you don't stand up for yourself within this court thing now and do the work that needs to be done, you're not going to receive the goodies fully that you want. You'll receive something, but not fully that you want. Later on, I'm seeing in life, that's going to happen, but only after you stand up for yourself. This tower has to be like down. This is like the ending of the destruction. The last little piece is for you to stand up for yourself when it comes to finances. And you know what? Do your research. Find out, ask questions. Don't just take what's given to you. And I feel like this is a huge lesson for you. And you're going to teach this, and you're going to bring this into your family and for your family in the future. And that's pretty amazing. I also feel like the relationships that you guys are growing towards are going to be ones that are very beautiful, very heartfelt, and good for the communities. Like I'm saying in most of these videos, the time now is for us to really express love to one another. And within our relationships, we're able to bring love in the world in many ways if we do it properly within our relationships. So congratulations to you Tauruses who are, you know, struggling through your struggles. Really, I'm seeing a lot of struggle through the finances, but it's the time that that's getting past now. The Death card is like, it's past you. You're no longer going to be struggling with those finances. And the gossip, oh my goodness, like I can't begin to see I see this real low vibration of gossip and nonsense. And you know what? This is you. This is the gossip, and this is you, and you're sitting in it. Do you see the contrast in the cards? You are now going to pull out of that energy and coming into a very nostalgic, heartfelt, beautiful place. So, I mean, it doesn't get much more clear than this with all of these cards here. You know, you have quite a few major arcana cards that are saying judgment, death, the tower. That means gone. Those things that no longer serve you are gone. So, you know, you got your piece out of it. Now you have the energy to do, you know, don't listen to gossip. I'm seeing, stay away from those types of negative vibration people who are gossiping. You need to pull yourself away from. And I don't mean to be harsh, but be loving in your natural way. You just don't have to take on what they're saying all the time. Okay. And you can limit your socializing around that as well. So, you know, your romance angels are saying this could be the one when if you're in a new relationship or an existing one. You'll know that this is your partner to come in, that you are learning so much from and receiving gifts of love, and you're giving gifts of love as well. Don't forget your protection. Don't forget your protection, okay, Gemini? I feel like that's important. And then to encourage others. Once you protect yourself, you can encourage others, and all the prosperity is yours. So that's a wonderful, wonderful blessing reading. Thank you so much for joining me, and enjoy all your other videos. And you can check out things in the description box that help you understand how this channel will work. And thank you for supporting me once again, and we'll see you again in other videos. Bye, Gemini.